guys, Michael Kelly with Sales Tips, the daily three daily sales tips that will hopefully help you to increase your sales, which will in turn increase your income. And I'm going to say this in every video, this is a community and a conversation. I'm not the guru, I'm not the best salesman in the world, but my intent here is to create a community of a bunch of really great salesmen who will all help each other with frustration, struggles, overcoming objections, closing, different things like that in the community, so that your comments fuel the content. So guys, if you want to get better, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate if you like the channel, and comment. If you guys comment what your problems are, chances are someone else will be able to help you solve your problems, or will figure it out through the comments, or it will become part of my content. So at the end of the day, this is all of us working together to help each other, to elevate each other, to push each other to the next level to get better. So that was just a little bit of pandering. Subscribe, like, comment. But guys, we're all here to help each other and get better. So what we're talking about today is the perfect pitch, or how to perfect your pitch. So 3 tips on perfecting your pitch. Number 1, balance. Guys, balance is very important. Balance is talking versus listening. Balance is asking enough questions but not too many questions. Balance is learning where you need to improve without taking away from your numbers. Sales is a numbers game, but at the end of the day, there's the law of averages that goes right down the middle. So balance is important in sales, period. What we're talking about specifically today is the pitch. And guys, all I'm saying when it comes to balance is, be concise, be strategic. Early on, you're going to have a lot of guests who don't have time, they got to go, they're busy. You need to set a hook. You need to make that big claim. Throw that right hook at them. It's funny because I'm not going to be political here, I'm not taking any sides, but President Trump is a good salesman. You know how he threw that right hook? You know how he set the hook? Was, I'm going to make America great. There wasn't an explanation after that of how it was going to happen, but he hooked us. He was going to make America great again. And everyone heard that, and the whole thing was, how? Wait, what's going on? So it gave the attention. It put the eyeballs on. It made you want to listen to find out, how is this claim going to happen? What are you going to do that's going to make it great? So with your product or service, you need to set the hook by making the claim. Example, if you're a personal trainer, instead of saying something like, I am a personal trainer, I help people lose weight by a regimen of a 5-day-a-week workout and nutritious eating with 3 square meals a day that involve fruits and vegetables. Too much. Not right. The hook is set by, I help people lose weight. Period. Then, the pitch and the things that follow will be the explanation of how you're going to solve their problems. Because you don't know if all your services are necessary, you don't know if you even need to explain everything till you actually use your discovery to find out what their problem is. So guys, there's a balance of making sure that you're listening, but early on, you gotta set a hook, you gotta throw that right hook, and the balance early on is going to lean more toward you getting out a big claim so that you can set the hook. Then comes the discovery, and the pitch is going to go like this the whole time. So you need to find a nice, this almost might have been titled better rhythm, because you need to find a good rhythm throughout your pitch. That's what balance is. It's some give, it's some take, it's some I ask questions, you answer them. So balance, that's number one. Number two is to control the conversation. And one side note is that you guys need to know who you're talking to. They're going to size you up real quickly. They say, what is it, in the first 15 seconds, the customer makes a judgment, or the prospect makes a judgment on if they like you or not. You need to know if you're talking to Granny Smith, and in that case, your whole tone changes, the way you speak changes, or you're talking to Mr. Johnson, who's a Texas oil tycoon, and he's a businessman. Then you're very concise, direct, to the point, and bold. Now, Granny Smith, if you're too aggressive with her, you're going to lose her. So you need to be very strategic here in controlling and directing the questions, because you know the destination. You have to have the destination in mind. And if you have a short sales cycle like what I do, my destination is to get to the close, to get the sale. Then, there, on that call. So make sure that you're being very strategic and playing chess, so that everything you do is leading to that final destination. You need to ask the right questions and lead them to where you want the conversation to be. If you're talking about being a personal trainer who's going to help someone get fit, you don't need to be talking about who their favorite baseball team is. If you have a short sales cycle, it just doesn't make sense. You need to strategically ask the right questions and control the conversation. Now, the tricky part here is to let the prospect or customer feel as though they're in control because of the questions that you're asking. So, number one is balance. Number two is control the conversation and do strategic things, leading questions. Ask the questions that will get you to the destination that you want. And the destination that you want, the route to get there is by solving their problem. So your questions need to be things that will find out what their problem is, or things that will build up their impulse or emotion, so that you can close them once you've either solved the problem, or first you have to figure it out, but once you've solved the problem or built the impulse and emotion so high that everything else is easy. The close is easy. Overcoming objections is just an explanation of the things that you guys have already talked about. So if you have a strong, airtight pitch, then the rest of the process becomes much easier all the way into the close. So that's number two. Number three is always agree. Now, this leads to, it's about objections more, that part of your pitch. But no matter what a prospect or a guest says, they're right. The customer is the CEO of your company. The customers can fire you. The customers can make your company not exist. Without them, there is no company. So it's very important that you're agreeing. No matter what they say, I need to talk to my spouse. You're right, you do. This is a decision that you and your spouse both need to be pleased with. But you see how I did that? I didn't say, okay, and back down and say, go talk to your spouse. I said, yes, I agree. This is something that you would talk to your spouse about. You guys both need to be happy with this. And it's an agreement and a redirect to where I want them to be. So always agree with everything. Take responsibility for something. If they had a problem, if something happened, if they're angry, it's my fault. Mr. Johnson, I understand. I take full responsibility that you don't have time right now. It's my fault you don't have time right now. The thing is that if you give me 2 minutes of your time that you don't have, I promise you I'm going to make it worth your while, because what I have is something that will improve your life and solve a problem that you have. So always agree. Number 3 is always agree with what your customer's saying. Never, ever, ever has a sale been made after you get into a confrontation. Guys, it's much better to get a sale than to be right. Even if you think the guest is out of their mind, it doesn't matter. It's better to get the sale than to prove that you're right. So agree with what they're saying, but be strategic. Redirect. Get to the final destination. The final destination is closing and getting the sale. So guys, today's 3 tips are to have balance in your pitch. Make sure that the whole time you got that rhythm, you're moving nice, you're not talking too much, you're being concise, but you're to the point. You set your hook, you ask some questions, you get some answers, you give some benefits, you find out their problem. Find that balance, find that rhythm. Number 2, control. You need to control and be strategic in everything that you're doing. And then number 3, always agree. No matter what the guest says to you, agree with them. Last part, the best way to perfect your pitch is to practice. Practice, practice, practice. Sales is repetition. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. The more you role play, the more you try it out, the better you're going to be. So guys, thank you for your time here today. Like I said, again, subscribe to the channel. If it's helping you out, things are only going to get better from here. I'm going to keep doing these. It's going to be every day, 3 tips that are going to increase our sales, they're going to increase our income, and you notice I said our, because it's a community and it's a conversation, and the content is fueled by the comments. And you guys are the reason that I do it, because I want to help and I want everyone to get better together. So thank you guys for your time. Get out there and sell something.